tonight, and that's what's new. Good timing.
Got
Uh,
it.
You
No
see
worries.
Kasha, our district administrator, is on with us. In case you've never seen her in
Yeah.
person, she actually exists, not AI. And just does a great job for us. And I asked Kasha if she would start recording these meetings, and then we will make them available, because I had requests from several presidents that have conflicts. Keith often does, so I'm glad to see Keith on. And there are some other clubs that meet at this time. So now we'll be able to record it and have it available as well. So just remember that what you say now lives on in posterity. So with that, welcome. First thing I want to do is give you a quick update. I have started club visits. I've visited about a dozen so far. I think Letha has a conflict tonight. She was one of them, but was at the Globe Club this afternoon. I'll be at Gila Valley tomorrow. And I know Tucson next week, but it's been great. I really appreciate the preparation that all of you have engaged in when I got there. It was very smooth. I just hope that you and your members have enjoyed it as much as I did, and looking forward to seeing the rest of them too. So thank you for that. If you have any questions about it, let me know or send them through to Patricia. Let me know or send them through to Patricia. Was that some interference there or a question I couldn't hear? Was that some interference there or a question I couldn't hear?
Interference.
Yeah.
It sounds like you have an echo.
It's coming from someone else's location or computer then. Okay, so John, maybe. What we're doing, so that you know, because we know some clubs only meet twice a month, that Kasha is sending a packet to each president 2 weeks in advance of my club visit, with kind of the guidelines about preparing for the visit, what to do when I'm there, as well as a bio and photo to use. Some clubs have newsletters, like to put that in. So you'll be getting a packet from her 2 weeks ahead of time. There is also a form that your assistant governors perhaps have sent to you that asks you to fill it out with questions, information about service projects, fundraisers, activities you're proud of, new members, et cetera, et cetera. That's just then provided to me to give me some advance information about your club. It's not required. If it's too much hassle, don't worry about it. But where it is helpful is there are times where you have a new member being inducted or some award and you'd like me to be part of that. That's where that form is helpful. Or if you forget the form or can't find it, just send me that email in advance about what you'd like me to do. I'm happy to do it. We've already done a few of those. That's a lot of fun too. So I'm at your service for any of that. Any questions or thoughts about the district governor visits before we move on? Okay. The other question that did come up earlier I wanted to share is about the tech requirements. I'm as flexible as you can be. I have my laptop to connect with folks. I have flash drive to bring. I'm not able to send it from my through email if you want the PowerPoints in advance. But if you have a Dropbox or something I can upload it to, I'm happy to do that. There are also situations like Mountain Empire Club in Keith's where we had none of the above, and that's fine. Whatever you have, I'll work with. Whatever you don't have, and we'll be fine. So again, we're trying to make it easy. Whatever happens, happens. That's great. I wanted to talk a little bit about the district conference and answer any questions about that. I hope you all are registering and you have members registering. I'll answer a question that came up in the previous meeting with assistant governors about registration. And then I want to talk about a role that I have for all of you, which I think you'll like. Registration closes and doesn't close a week from Friday on the 25th. What I mean by that is you can register the $25 registration fee. You can register for the conference all the way up until the day of the conference, even on site. The reason the online registration stops a week from Friday on the 25th is that's when, after that, we have to give the meal count to the hotel. And so that's where that is. And Ginger's on the meeting here too, so she can correct me. What happens then is we only have an additional 5% available. So folks that are waiting until they get to the conference to decide whether or not they want to pay for like the Saturday luncheon session might be too late. We might essentially be sold out. So if you're thinking about it, it's well worth it to get it in by the 25th, because we can't guarantee how many will be available after that for those general sessions.
Quick question. You said the Friday the 25th, the Friday the 29th. Do you mean the Monday the 25th or Friday 29th?
I mean Friday the 29th. Oh, well, is it Friday the 29th, Ginger?
No, it's,
Yeah, 'cause you
I
can-
need everything by Thursday night, so it's the 28th is when they're actually
Okay.
cutting that off. So
Thursday the 28th.
So
correct.
a week from tomorrow.
Okay, terrific.
Thank you.
Not Friday. Mm-hmm.
How many of you were at Southwest Pets in LA? You'll remember that we had a grand entrance to music with the sunglasses and all of that. We would like to recreate that at our district conference for the opening session, which is Friday lunch, general session, the Friday lunch and meal session. And it'll be a surprise to everyone there. We'll do something. We're going to have great different music, like Celebrate, probably that music. We'll all get to come in. And the difference is not only we'll have those crazy cactus sunglasses for you, we will also have them available for you to give out to everyone there in the luncheon. So as we walk in, that's what you'll be able to do to the different tables and all. And if you weren't there, it's easy. It's a lot of fun. So I hope is everyone willing and interested in doing that? Great. That's what we'll do. So we'll find a place to meet like 5 minutes before noon to gather and get everything ready. And that's what'll happen. And, we want to have, like we said, the theme of the conference is to educate, inspire, and entertain. And I think we'd be able to do a lot of that. A couple other things with regard to the conference. The Council on District Legislation meets on Saturday morning, I believe at 11. And so make sure that you have a delegate identified from your club that will be able to vote. The Council on District Legislation is open to everyone. And in fact, we encourage everyone to attend. You'll learn more about how the district operates in some ways, but you're allowed at least one delegate and more depending on the size of your club. But those individuals have to be identified.
Could you elaborate a little bit on that? I'm not familiar with the council.
Council on District Legislation will make decisions, and we've got some folks here experienced with this too. I see Joe's on the call. Makes decisions like our district has a corporate board of directors, which consists of a number of folks on the district governor line, our foundation chair, finance chair, and 3 at-large directors. One of those positions will be open. So there'll be nominations and election of position there. There is also a proposed amendment to the district bylaws, and that'll be voted on there. And there are a couple other similar type votes. Not a lot of business this year. Certain things run in cycles, and this is not a year where there's a lot of other votes, but there are about 4 or 5 different items on the agenda. Plus, what Michael Drake, who's going to be facilitating it for us, is going to do is provide information and some education about kind of the operational aspects of the district, the legal aspects of it, to kind of answer some of those questions about why do we vote for this position? What does the corporate board do? When do we provide a delegate to Rotary International Council on Legislation? Things like that. So it's actually pretty interesting.
Don, is it something a president, is it recommended a president be on, to be the delegate?
Any one
Not
of the
necessarily.
be a delegate doesn't have to be. No,
Okay,
that's fine, but it's not required. Kasia?
Can I just interject? I'm going to be sending out some documents on this tomorrow to all of the club presidents and secretaries. Nancy Fusco asked me to do that, so we'll be looking for that tomorrow.
Great, thank you. And Nancy's our district secretary. Again, one of those positions you may not hear about, but has an important role too. Another item related to the conference is we do every year have a celebration of life or in memoriam segment that we'll be showing on the screen. Really nicely put together this year too. That's Saturday. That's at the Saturday luncheon. If you have had a club member who has passed away since the last conference, let's say since last October 1st, please send in a photo, and please give us information about them that you have, dates of birth and death, number of years in the club, and please add something. Even if you sent something in and haven't done this yet, please do it. We like to have a nice comment or quote about them, or perhaps a quote that they always said. Whatever you'd like to have on the screen about them is always very nice. So be sure to send those in. You can send those in to me or to Leo Lawrenson, who is our conference chair. He's putting all that together.
just one question on that. Would the person need to be an active member or a past member? Is a past member okay?
It's okay. If they mean something to the club in that way, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I mentioned sponsorships on there. We still have availability for any clubs that want to be a sponsor of the conference. A number of you have already signed up, so thank you. I can't tell you how helpful that is, because we have a lot of the expenses that aren't covered in other ways. For example, we have a program Saturday afternoon for Interact students, and we have Rotaractors coming to work with them. And we're covering the luncheon for all the Interact students, for example. So, that's just one example. And we've got some others like that. We've got some representatives, young people from the Boys and Girls Club coming as well to be part of that. We also have a great service project taking place during the conference. And so when you see the program, you'll see about that. So if you can, that's great. Again, please let us know that. It goes from friends of the conference for $100 all the way up to $5,000. It's up to you or your club if you'd like to. Ginger, anything to add on that?
No, we can use everybody's help on paying for the interactors. I don't know how many we have. I think around 50 or so.
Yeah, we have a new Interact chair this year in the district, Stacy Fox from Linda's club, from the Oro Valley Club, and she and Kasia are identifying where the interactors are. Our clubs are responding and bringing them. We have the Casa Grande Sunrise Club is bringing 12 or 15 interactors from Casa Grande. That's just one example. So I know some of you are as well. So we're pretty excited about that. We're excited about the conference overall. So I hope to see you there. So that's all I have on the conference. Any other questions or comments about it? One of the cool things is that some of the clubs are paying the $25 registration fee for their members to attend to make it a little easier. And I know some of you are also paying the full registration for newer members. And whether you do that or not, which is wonderful, can't emphasize enough. Sometimes that ideas out there that the district conference is only for experienced members or longtime members or leaders, and it's not at all true. We've really focused hard this year on sessions and information for all members. And, we're calling it the Conference of Clubs because all the breakout sessions and the speakers have been told this is what it's about, is supporting you and the work you're doing and helping to inspire and educate new members as well. So that's all I'll say at that point. The other note I have running down the agenda is on that required IRS filing. I had that as an attachment to the email I sent out. If you have lost that or didn't get it, let me know and I'll resend it. Basically, all the clubs have to submit an annual information return to the IRS. That's due by November 15th. If you have any questions about that, you can contact Chad Denson, our district treasurer, and he can answer questions or help you with that. The same question with regard to dues. We did get a notice that there are a handful of clubs that are behind now on their Rotary International dues that were due July 1. I believe those clubs have all gotten a notice already from Chad. There are also some that are overdue with their district dues. So please check on that if you're not certain that you paid it. And again, we're working with clubs. Sometimes it's communication, sometimes it's other issues. We've had a couple of instances where one club tried to pay 3 times, and for some reason it wasn't getting to Chad. So he's working with them on that. Another case, the invoices went to addresses that weren't accurate for the club because the club did not update their address in Club Runner or with the district. And unless you want them coming to your homes, I guess that would be the next step. We need to know that whatever address you have for your club is up to date. One other comment I wanted to share now, although it's something I'm sharing when I go around on the club visits, is some of the changes we made this year at the district level, again, supporting the clubs, is with our committees. And I'll mention just 3 in particular. We have a new tech committee that is chaired by past District Governor Diane. Leo's part of that. Steve Sobolski's part of that too. And their work, in addition to what they do with the district to make sure everything's running, is to be a consultant team to you. So as a club, if you're having any tech challenges with Club Runner, with setting up Zoom, with your website, with connecting to the district website, all you have to do is contact one of them directly. If you don't know, then go through Kasia and ask to be connected to the tech team or to me, and we'll do that. They are there for you. And I know that they have already done that with a number of clubs that were having issues with one of those areas or another. The same with our communications committee or team. We've got folks like Nina Trasoff, Jane Shirtleff from Oro Valley. Nina's from the Rotary Club of Tucson. We've got some other folks there too, who will help you with your club communications. If you're putting on a fundraiser or an activity or want to get folks to join in with service projects, they can help you with writing a press release or giving you ideas about how to connect with media in your area, no matter where it is, whether it's Yuma or Sierra Vista or Tucson. They're available as consultants. We have our membership committee. Bruce is doing that with you as well. Bruce, who's also our new district governor nominee. So every committee we have now is set up with that intent, to be a resource to you. So we want to put that out there. A brand new one that is starting up on Monday night is our Mental Health Awareness Task Force. We've got about 6 or 7 already, and it's open to anyone else that wants to be part of that. They'll be coming together to look at how to address mental health issues from Rotary, from our district during this year and perhaps moving forward. That could be anything from putting together resource lists for clubs to have available to help members or help the community, putting together activities or projects in the communities this year. So that's another example of that. So I just wanted to let you know that's what's happening. With that, I wanted to open it up at this point for any discussion in general. If not, I have a particular topic to bring up, but just wanted to kind of open the floor now to you as kind of our roundtable here, just like the roundtable that'll be available that we scheduled Friday afternoon at the conference, kind of like we had at the district, our own assembly back in April. We're doing that again, so we'll just have the chance for you all to get together and share information, talk about what's happening, and all of that at the conference. But I wanted to open up right now for whatever's on your mind. I see Ginger.
Yeah, is anyone else having trouble with syncing with RI? Our president-elect, Sue got a notice that he was still an honorary member. He's not an honorary member. And when I go into my Rotary to check, I mean, Club Runner's correct, but when I go into my Rotary to check it on the RI side, it shows he's active too. And we've had a lot of problems with our, new members coming on, and I have to go through RI to get them added in on their level because it's not syncing, and I can't figure out why. I've asked Diane, and we went through it and she couldn't figure it out either.
Virginia, Dove Mountain had a similar problem earlier this fall. We entered all of our officers into Club Runner, and it showed, and it did not transfer them to RI. We had to enter it separately into RI. Also, along that same line, found out this afternoon that we are not getting the, what's it called? The membership notices that RI sends out, membership inquiries. Bruce sent one to me and to our membership chair that neither of us had seen. So there are some difficulties in communicating between Club Runner, RI, and clubs.
Same here with Saddlebrook Sunrise. I have put in who the officers are numerous times, and I keep getting asked to do it over again.
Well, I'm not alone.
No.
Misery loves company.
It's nice to know I'm not the only one they're picking on.
You can add the district governor to that list too. About a month ago, they were asking me for some particular information, and it wasn't happening. So when it does happen to you, send an email to Kasha and I so we're aware of it, because
Okay.
you may not be the only one, and that'll let us know that it's happening multiple places, and we can contact them perhaps in a different way. All right. What else is on your mind out there? What other questions do we have?
Hey, Don. Doug Schumer here, Green Valley.
Yeah, hold on, Doug. We're getting feedback again. So if you could off mute until you have a question. Okay, thank you. Doug?
Doug Schumer from Green Valley. We had a person apply for a district grant who'd done it before, and the process must have changed because it was a grievous process. We finally got it, but we had a lot of trouble getting that grant processed, I'll say, and getting feedback from whoever was running it. So I'm not sure if anybody else had that issue at all. We sure did.
John?
Yeah, this is John from Saddlebrook. I'm on two devices here because one keeps cutting out. We had the same issue with a district grant. I think very first of the year, where the data from a grant from another club was transposed onto our grant. So the information was making school lockdown kits, but then if you looked at the description of the project, it became something like educational teacher assistance kind of thing. So it got all screwed up for about a month, and then it finally got sorted out. So it is sorted out now, but it was a teething problem, I think, with the new system on Club Runner, because this is the first year they're using it for grants.
I'll ask you both and anyone else, please send that information feedback to Christy Halverson. She's our foundation chair. We meet periodically, and it is a new system, so that's what we need to know. The whole idea is to make it easier for you. If it's not easier, then it needs to be improved. So thank you. Any other items? Questions for one another?
Hi, I have a question. So I'm still not able to input Rotaractors into Club Runner. I contacted the data Rotary, and they said they would get back to me, but they never did, and so I'm still not able to get access to my Rotary or Club Runner or any of those.
Kanita, it's Kasha. I'm going to send you an email because I spoke to Club Runner about that, and they gave me some instructions. So I'll email you tomorrow, and I think we can get it going.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
And Kanita, while you're on, I'd like to ask you to do something if you would, and that's to share with our fellow presidents about the service project that'll be taking place at the conference.
Absolutely. So, the service project that's happening at the conference is called Project Linus. It started here in Tucson, and I'm pretty sure it's gone all over the nation now. And it's focused on making these felt tie blankets that are then distributed to children in foster care or hospitals. And so they have something of their own, something comfortable to bring them comfort and to just have with them and know that it was handmade. And so we'll be doing that at the conference, making these blankets, and it's really fun. Rotaract does it probably once or twice a semester during our general meetings.
And we'll be presenting those blankets at the Saturday dinner to the recipient organization. So it's really cool, and all the credit goes to Kanita and the U of A Rotaract Club for making this happen. So thank you for that. And I'll also be at your club next week too. So looking forward. Other questions, issues, requests? One thing I wanted to bring up then while you're thinking about other issues is I mentioned last time, well, I am looking at regional meetings. And I asked y'all to think about that to make sure that it's of value. I know that those took place last year. They've taken place in other ways. But, one thing none of you need is another meeting to go to. So it's an offer so that we can have kind of another visible presence for Rotary, for the connection between clubs and the district. I know that an example is in Yuma, Fatima and Marcos hold a monthly meeting of their presidents for the two regions. And I'll be there visiting for that. So I'll attend that. We'll have the chance to talk about ideas and issues too. I know last year you had some of those meetings with newer members. And what I'm throwing out here, my idea is that we don't have to have one size fits all. We can come to a region and do something different in each region. If instead there are kind of joint activities happening, be happy to come out for one of those as well. But it is my desire to have more than just the one visit, the official district governor visit. Like I said, the best part is getting out to all the clubs, to all the areas, to all your regions, and support you in whatever way is most helpful to you. So keep that in mind. If you have any specific thoughts now, that's great, or later, or you want to send me ideas, please do. This, as I've said in many of my visits, a lot of clubs have that idea of the district and the clubs being kind of us and them. Or, you're in your club doing things and the district is this amorphous group out there that makes decisions. And it's not that at all. As you know, many of you, we're the district. We're all volunteers. We're all in it together. I'm a member first. And so that's kind of my point. If there's other ways we can be helpful, and when I say we, I'm talking about me, I'm talking about our district governor-elect Sue, nominee Bruce, to get out and support you or be there in ways that are helpful to promote Rotary. That's what I'm happy to do. All right, other thoughts, questions, ideas, requests, complaints? Joe?
No complaint. Commercial for the district conference keynote speaker Saturday evening, Shirley Grace. Many of the people on this call know Shirley, but for those of you who do not, she is one of Rotary's true shining gems. She is an extremely gifted speaker, in my opinion, and trivia, but related. Number of years ago, she rode in the Ride to End Polio as part of El Tour. And for that year, she was the highest grossing pledges of anyone up to that point in time. She's been surpassed at least twice since by Brenda and by Jennifer Jones. But at that time, she took first place. I urge you, I know Saturday evening's pricey, but if you registered and did not sign up for a Saturday evening ticket, I think Shirley alone is worth the price of the ticket. Thank you for not turning me off.
Saturday evening is, in addition to Shirley, who is wonderful, you'll love her. We're also going to have the recognition of club citations. So if your club got a citation past year, that will be made known there as well. We've got some other special recognitions. That's when we'll be presenting the service project. So a lot of cool things, but Shirley's terrific. And here's my test or quiz for you. How many read the Impact newsletter yesterday that came out yesterday from the district? How many read the question of the week and know one of the secrets about Shirley Grace? Yeah, Kasha, I know you know. Kasha put it together. So if someone knows what that was, jump in. Margaret's looking it up, I can tell.
She sang the Star Spangled Banner.
Where?
Giants.
That I don't remember.
There
I
you
didn't look
go.
it up.
Yep. For years, she sang the national anthem at San Francisco Giants baseball games. So, and what she told me is that she was first requested to by the owner of the Giants at the time. So kind of interesting there too. But she's delightful. Our other speakers are all fascinating too. So again, I think you'll get a lot out of it. All right.
I just want to give you a comment about the impact. I think it's an absolutely fabulous reformulation of the information and getting out to people. Yeah, I enjoy reading it. It's quick, it's easy, simple, well laid out.
Yeah. Well, thank you from all of us, and thank Kasha in particular, because she's the one that does the work. We'll send her the pieces to add into it, but she's the one that makes it look good and gets it out to everyone. So I'm glad she was here to hear that.
Does that go to every Rotarian in District 5500?
Yes.
Thank you. And that's a good decision.
Yep. And if there's items that you'd like to have added in or other things that you'd like to see in it that you don't, let us know. It's yours as well. All right, anything else? Going once, going twice, 3 times. All right, thank you all for taking the time to come on the call here. Our next meeting will be face-to-face at the Club President's Roundtable, Friday afternoon, October 6th at the conference. So I look forward to seeing you all there. And before that, we'll do the grand entrance at the Friday luncheon. So we'll have lots of fun. But again, thank you for your service, for what you're all doing with the members, for being patient with me. I look forward to seeing you at the clubs too. So with that, let's have a good evening, everyone.